Well, hey, it has been an absolute minute since I have done a slowed down makeup tutorial for the makeup I wear. I feel like everything is sped up, or I'm doing reels or something like that where it's quick, but I'm just gonna break it down and show you step by step how I apply my makeup every day. So this is the makeup I wear. This is Saint Beauty. It's the makeup that is that fits magnetically into a compact, and it's completely customizable. So this is how I wear it every day. And I know that you've seen me do my makeup a bunch of other ways, like with my fingers or one brush, and like putting on contour first. Like there's a million different ways to wear the makeup, and there's not a wrong way or a right way, but I am just gonna show you how I put mine on every day. And I think for some of you, it might just make sense, because yeah, it can be a little bit confusing right away to be like, okay, what color goes where and how does this work? So I'm gonna break it down for you. And actually, I start with a setting spray, the Saint setting spray, as my primer. Now you don't need to have a primer, but if you're a primer wearer, I like to use this. But primers will work even if they're not a spray. Just make sure that they don't have any silicone in them. I start with my main highlight. So my main highlight is Athens. I can also wear amber. Most of us can wear one or two highlights. And I'm gonna use the blush and bronzer brush. This is the one I always recommend to everybody to start right away too, because it's the easiest. But I just take like 2, 3, 4 taps in there. Like you can not really even see a whole lot of extra makeup on the brush. And then I just tap it onto my face. I don't stipple, I just tap wherever I need this color, which is really kind of in your beard area. One of the biggest things, hang on, I go around my mouth, that people probably struggle with when they start wearing this makeup is that we use too much. We're so used to liquid foundations where we use a lot. This is like 2, 3, 4 taps in your makeup, and that's really all you need. So to tell if you're using too much or not, if it feels like it's transferring a lot, you're using too much. If you feel greasy, you're using too much. If you feel like it's cakey, you could be using too much. Those are all signs that you might just be using a little bit too much makeup. So that's my main highlight. I just tapped it on with the small end of this blush and bronzer brush. So you probably noticed that when I was putting on my main highlight, I didn't get under my eyes, and I didn't get right kind of here through the center of my face. I didn't put extra makeup up here. I'm gonna put other colors there. So each of these is gonna offer coverage, which is really nice. So I'm gonna use my brightening highlight, and this is the detail brush. And when I put that on, I do a dot in the inner corner of my eye, in the outer corner of my eye, on both eyes. And then whatever's kind of left, I put on my eyelids, and then that also works as an eye primer. So I just lightly blend these two colors together. You don't need a whole lot of makeup under your eye area. That's what leads it to being cakey. It's more like you need the right color of brightening highlight. We can also call it concealer under your eye. And I don't get like right up here to my lash line, because that's when it gets a little bit cakey. Okay, so I'm gonna put a little bit here between my brows, kind of down the center of my nose, Cupid's bow around my nose here, and then I kind of hit whatever's left with my chin. And I just kind of blend that out, really lightly tap it, just like nice light swipes to get those two dots to combine. And that is really it for your brightening highlight. So these two colors, your highlight colors, they're usually gonna last you right around 3 months. Some people might just be a little bit under 3 months. A couple of you might be over 3 months. It kind of depends on how often you wear your makeup. Mine, I wear my makeup every single day. And so these last me like 3.5 months usually, or right around 3. And then when I'm seeing the bottom of this tin, I can, over very low heat on my stove, I can remelt that so I can get everything out of it. So kind of cool that that's something that you can do. So I have the detail brush still. I'm gonna do my contour, and I'm gonna use this kind of wedge end of my detail brush, and I'm gonna just put lines kind of right here for now. And after I get them on, I'm gonna push it into my hairline, and I'm gonna pull it to this peak in my brow. And so that's one of the places that we want contour, just to kind of start to force light to your eyes. Okay, so then the other place that I do contour is right here under my cheekbone. And so touch that hard part of your face, and right underneath it is where it's a little bit squishy, we're gonna call it. And I press the edge of that right under that cheekbone. And then I lay the brush flat and I start to just stipple that out, and always brush up on your contour. So, and you notice I take it right here to about the corner of my eye. All right, a couple other places that I contour is right here in along my jawline. Just for me, it helps to soften my jawline, but you can get right underneath it if you want to define your jawline a little bit more. You can kind of help hide some double chins if that's a concern that you have. And then kind of whatever's left on my brush, I go right underneath my lower lip. So the other place to contour is your nose. I get right on the top of my nose, just the edge of the brush, both sides. And then I kind of blend that down. So this next step that I do might feel a little bit backwards from what you're used to, but I'm actually gonna do my bronzer before I put on my blush, my lip and cheek color, just because I want my lip and cheek color just really to pop instead of being washed out by the bronzer. So bronzer is a little bit more warm, and contour is like more of a brown or ashy color to give you dimension. This is gonna give you warmth. So I do my forehead and then down my temples and kind of right on top of my cheeks. And then I hit my nose, I hit my chin, and then I always go on my neck too, and that just kind of helps to blend a little bit everything together. Okay, so lip and cheek color. So I use the small end of the blush and bronzer brush again, and I get it, I don't know, a couple taps. So this is a newer color. It's Renaissance. It's a shade of the season. And I'm just gonna put this right on top of my contour color, and then I'm gonna just start to blend it out. Just swirls, blend it kind of right seamlessly with your contour, blend the two together, and that'll help your cheeks just totally pop, bring some life back into them that we washed out with our highlight colors. I always hit the apples of my cheeks one more time. I like that full look of my cheeks with lots of color in them. So I always hit that one more time, and then just kind of blend it all together with the fluffy end of the brush. Okay, so one thing I have been really liking lately is this Demi Balm. There's a small size and then a bigger size, but I like just that dewy look that keeps your face looking just fresh and pretty. And so this, hitting that with the high points of your cheeks or your cheekbones is gonna give you just kind of that dewy glow and bring a couple of those high points of your face to life, and it just looks really pretty. So, okay, so like that's it. That is just the absolute basics for your 3D foundation. Couple last things. So I like the gloss lip and cheek colors. So there's satin and then there's gloss. I like the gloss lip and cheek colors actually for my lips. So this is Desert Sunset. It's just kind of like it's like an easy pink color to wear. So that's kind of fun to have in your compact. And then I also have setting powder in here too. So you can set your makeup a couple different ways. So you can set your face with setting powder. So if you're in maybe more of a humid climate or your skin tends to be just a little bit more oily, you might like the setting powder. I like setting spray just because I like that dewy, glowy finish, and I do live in a little bit more of an arid climate or a dry climate, so I really like this. So the trick with this is to shake it up really good because it can have like kind of big droplets, but if you shake it up really good, then you hold it far enough back, then you get kind of that nice fine mist. So give that a couple seconds to dry. You guys, this is so fun. I love getting ready every single day, and it's just because of this. It made it easy. Like, I've done this for 3 years. I still love seeing the difference, and I still love seeing how I look after I have my makeup on. So if I can help you with a color match, I do these all the time. If I can help you pick out your colors, just let me know. Use the link in my profile to go grab yourself a color match. I just need a really well lit makeup free selfie to help you out with that. But it's fun, and I hope that this was helpful to you to get an idea of just a super easy everyday way to put on your makeup.